Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode where I talk about boundaries in the sacral chakra. And boundaries is something that it took me a long time to learn, really long time to learn. And thankfully now, boundaries is something that's pretty easy for me to not only, actually set boundaries, also to maintain them. And I always say that boundaries are firm and yet flexible. Why? Because boundaries change. Think about when you first started your business until now. Even if you only started a couple of months ago, think about the changes that have happened in that time. And that's where boundaries actually change as well. Boundaries change all the time. And it's just such a beautiful place to come to, knowing that when you set a boundary, it's not fixed. It may be, who knows? Yet be aware that it's flexible and things will change. Now, we're looking at the sacral chakra. That is the second chakra in the physical body. Remember, chakras are energy, and we are energy as well. That's why looking at them and working with them means that they work so much better. The more that you work with them, the more that they work better, which means the more that your business and life becomes the way that you want it to be. Yes, they do help us manifest. Interesting, isn't it? Now, the sacral chakra, it's got a few things. It's about things like, our fears, our sexuality, our sensuality, where the emotions sit. Because think about it, you've got the base of the spine, you've got the root chakra there, just above there is the sacral. So, of course, all the emotions sit there because the root base chakra is the safety and security first. So once you've got that safety and security, then you're able to tune into those emotions and you're able to work with them. Now, in here is all about the relationships, because it's fairly close to our kidneys, and kidneys is about relationships. It's about being adaptable. And that's boundaries. Boundaries are adaptable, they're flexible. Now, in business, it's about communication. And yes, you're going, hang on, communication's here. Yes, it is, and no, it's not. Think about communication. We speak and we write communication. That's the two different things. I mean, there's many other ways to communicate, like with our body, of course, we communicate with our body. So if our beautiful lower three chakras are not working as well, then the communication that comes out is not as good as it can be. You might write something and it may not connect because you haven't gone in and you haven't looked at those beautiful three chakras, put your energy in there, bring it up to the heart chakra, and then bring it up to the throat or the fingers. And then that's when it's so much more connective. So think about that. It's so much more connective. Communication, as I said, we communicate in many different ways. You can see my body language. Because I'm moving my hands and I'm speaking, I'm communicating in a couple of different ways to you. Yes, I'm using pauses because I want you to integrate what I'm saying. I don't want to speak so fast that you can't actually understand what I'm talking about, and then you've got to go back and look at it. See? So when you communicate, ensure that there's pauses in there. Allow people to integrate. You can speak slower. Sometimes you can speak faster depending on what you're communicating. What you're communicating will talk about, will will ensure that, the cadence and the speed of your voice is different. Because if you're talking about something really emotional, something that has happened that you've worked through, and you can still tap into it and feel some emotions, not in a way that's going to harm you. And that's where you speak slower, because you really want to draw those people in to your story. And then when something really exciting happens, that's when you start to speak faster, because you really want to get those people in and you really want to, bring it all together and see how we communicate differently. Now, I've learnt a lot about being on video. That is my primary form of communication. And you can see I still struggle, and I'm okay with that because this is who I am right now. Will I improve? Of course. Of course I will. I will improve as much as I possibly can because I love learning. And that's another form of communication. We take it in and then we actually can communicate it out to other people. Now, another one in here is marketing. What are your boundaries around marketing yourself and your business? Because remember, you're two different energies. So when you market your business, you are marketing yourself in a way. You're marketing the identity of a business person. Think about that. What boundaries have you got around it? Now, I've got a lot of firm boundaries. If I see something and I don't agree with it, even if I've paid that person, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, that is not the way I'm doing it because I don't agree with that. And for me, it's things like consent-based marketing, all of that, none of that sleazy tactics of really pushing in on pain points and going, if you're feeling like this, guess what? I can help you. I'm your savior. Oh, that was just an aha. That's what it feels like. So the bro marketing is like they're coming in as a savior. That is not me. I want us to work together so that you find your own answers. You find your own way of doing things. Because yes, I've got a lot of business information as well. I can teach a lot about business. That is not what I primarily do in the sessions though. The sessions are about you learning to trust yourself, trust your body, trust your intuition, and then learn to communicate to the energy of your business and its chakras and etc. And we work together to do that. I don't tell you how to do it. Yes, I take you through the chakras. You still find your own answers though. So again, marketing. What boundaries have you got around marketing? And branding. Branding is another really good one in here. What have you been taught about branding? Guess what? This is branding. I am branding. The background I've got now, it's a Zoom background. This was actually one of the places I lived in. This is what I actually set up. These are my paintings. These are beautiful, over there, beautiful crystal grids that I set up for my healing book on Sunday. All of these beautiful things. This is all branding. Now I'm in a t-shirt. This is who I am. I'm comfortable in t-shirts. Do I like dressing up? Heck yes. I only do it when I want to do it though. I don't do it to put on a mask and go, I'm a businesswoman. This is who I am. This is what I do. And this is it. No, these are all different aspects of me. I love being in comfortable clothing. And so when I dress up, I make sure it's comfortable. I don't want to be so, like I've got to put on a mask now because I've put on a dress or whatever. I don't want to be like that. That is not me. And so that's branding. When you first start out, keep it simple. Have a couple of colors and a couple of fonts. That's all you need to start with. You don't need fancy branding. You don't need fancy logos. You don't need any of that. Isn't that fascinating? So what boundaries have you got around branding? What boundaries have you got with yourself around branding? Do you need all of that, $5,000 package on branding? Because some of them do cost a lot of money. For me in the future, yes, I will be paying that. But that branding is going to include a lot of different things, not just the fonts, the colors, a logo and a few. It's going to be a lot more than that. Now, that has been boundaries in the sacral chakra. Really interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and listening as well, because I've got an audio podcast, and I'll see you next time.